Rich with Boss Foundry here. In today's video, we're going to talk about something very important. What's the number one reason holding back product managers and tech professionals from starting a secondary income stream? What's the number one reason why they fail to build a side hustle that's going to give them more money? Why are people subjecting themselves into a situation where they're basically almost feeling like making $175,000 to even $250,000 is almost like living paycheck to paycheck? Why? I thought tech was supposed to be the best industry ever, right? And it's because inflation has gone up. Currently, right now, the economy is in a highly volatile state. And ultimately, you need to be making more money. So is it because you're lazy? I don't think so. Is it because you're not motivated? I don't really think so. Is it because you're just too complacent? Definitely not. I don't think anybody right now is sleeping very well, especially if you're working in tech. Honestly, it comes down to one word: time. You don't have the time. You don't have the time because you don't have the bandwidth. And I'll explain to you exactly why that is. There are 5 ways for you to go ahead and monetize your knowledge as a product manager or a tech professional. And I mean monetizing your knowledge because I believe in making money with the lowest amount of effort possible. Because if you want to go out there and raise money and build a real tech company, you have to deal with engineers, you have to deal with people, you have to deal with, oh my gosh, investors and VCs are the worst people to go ahead and deal with. And don't get romantic about it because you're just going to be up way past your bedtime. I'm talking about what you can go ahead and do starting from one end of the week, like on a Sunday or Monday, and by Friday or Saturday start printing cash, whether that be $100, whether that be $200, whether that be $300 or $400 or $500, what you can do at a very low effort scale. Because monetizing your knowledge is what's ultimately going to be able to get you more bandwidth for you to possibly do other things. Because if you're going to build a real company, you're going to need to be able to focus on that as well. But why do you not have time, and why do you not have really the mental bandwidth even on the days that you do have time, which is actually very rare? It's because there's been 278,000 layoffs that has happened in technology, and that means everybody that's working in the business right now is doing at least 3 to 5 people's job. And I'm being extremely generous. Believe me when I say I'm not even being creative when I say that. Okay, there's 5 ways for you to go ahead and monetize off of your knowledge: content, coaching, courses, community, and consulting. First 4 going across are all B2C. This last one here, consulting, that's done at a B2B level. Regardless of which path you go ahead and choose, and it just so happens that I built an entire community on School called Part-Time Side Hustles to go ahead and help you scale that. There's only a few outcomes that you can have from the information I'm going to provide you. You could either think that I'm totally full of shit, in which case, I don't know why you're still watching. I guess you're just curious, or maybe you like the sound of my voice. You could be maybe 70% bought in enough where you're going to go ahead and give this a shot. Or you could be so bought in that you enroll right now. But either way, we all have money problems. And we all have problems where, there's a saying where I come from as a Chinese person: if money can solve the problem, then the problem is not a problem. We all have problems where I believe having a little bit more money would either make it go away entirely or it would really put a dent on it. So how do we go ahead and get you this leverage? Well, let me tell you how I do it. I'm able to go ahead and get the leverage that I do because I put out content, I do coaching, I do courses, I host communities, and I also do consulting. And I'll walk you through all of it. Okay? As you can see here, I do content. I'm on YouTube almost all the time. Okay, and if you take a look here, with the exception of the weekends, as you can see, I'm pushing out content almost every single day. 9 hours, 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 7 days ago, 8 days ago, 9 days ago, 10 days ago. Almost every single day, I'm pushing out a long form video. Is it because I have unlimited energy? No, it's because I have time leverage. That's just for one channel. Okay, this other channel here, Boss Foundry, that you're watching it on this video on right now, I'm also pushing out a lot of content. I'm not just doing that for long form videos, I'm also doing that for shorts as well. I'm also doing that for another company that I'm working with, that I'm partnering up with, and I do a little bit of consulting work, as you can go ahead and see from my LinkedIn. My LinkedIn right now is completely blown up, as you can see. I have my main business, this is my side business, and then I'm also doing additional business outside, but I'm also monetizing off of coaching, I'm also doing content, I'm also doing courses, I'm doing digital products. I sell Airtable templates on a monthly recurring subscription rate, where if you hopped on this, like this right here, this Airtable that I flaunt almost all the time, $15 a month, every single month. You're buying into a monthly subscription. When you're on it, you're never off of it. Okay. I do a little bit of Upwork. I have additional templates, and I also show people how they can go out there and sell their own digital products like Notion templates and all that. And basically, I also run my own online community called School right here. I actually have to get back to my message in a little bit. But how am I able to go ahead and do all of this without making sure anything falls through the cracks or without skipping a beat? It's because I have time leverage. And time leverage comes from I'm able to go ahead and get more time than you do because, well, everybody has 168 hours a week. There's 24 hours in a day and there's only 7 days a week. So with 168 hours a week, I'm able to bring on other people that does work for me while I'm doing other things, and they're managing the busy work for me. So part of my program is actually showing you how you can hire a virtual assistant that is trained to help people build out content, coaching, course offers, host communities, do consulting work on the side, so that until your secondary, third, fourth, fifth income stream equals out to, basically, it's a reasonable amount for you to actually consider quitting, okay? It can allow you to build that. You remember when we were in high school and there's that person that took like 7, 8 AP classes? Or you remember that student in college that took like basically, 20 units or something like that? They all had a process. They all had a system. Like James Clear said in the book Atomic Habits, we do not rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems and our processes. When 2 marathon runners start a race, they both have the same goals. It's to win the race. But why does one person win and the other person doesn't, even though they prepare as hard for it? Because of their systems and their processes. You want to know what makes the Patriots the Patriots? It's because of their systems and their processes. When you take a look at a student that is a very good student, like somebody, we all have overachiever friends here. I live in New York, tons of like alpha overachievers. They're working full-time at a Goldman Sachs or at a Google, and they're doing an MBA over there at Columbia or NYU University, and they're still finding time to go out there and coach Little League for some reason. They still do volunteer work, and they're still making it to friends' birthdays. Do you want to know what's their secret? They have systems and processes. Now, there was a time when you had to do everything yourself, but now you just have to hire a virtual assistant because $1 million never bought you 1 second back of your time. I could have $1 billion today. It won't buy me back yesterday. It won't buy me back that time spent. So part of my program is actually not showing you time hacks. You don't need more hacks. You're already over leveraged as it is. If you're still left standing on the job, congratulations. I help people. Part of my job is to help people land jobs. And I can tell you, if you're still on the job right now, congratulations. You are doing 4 to 5 people's jobs. So you're already exhausted mentally from figuring out hacks that can go ahead and actually get scale. What you need right now is you need to be able to, in a very short amount of time, aggregate what is the most valuable information, how do you get it going, and how do you delegate it and outsource it to a remote virtual assistant that you can start off charging $650 to, I would say, like $1,000 or like even like $1,500 depending on the virtual assistant, so that that person can go out there and get time leverage, and you can just basically project manage that person like a little mini side business, because that's exactly what it is. Until it makes sense for you to go ahead and quit. You can roll out these things, and I'm telling you, the greatest joy that I had was not the $6,000 or $8,000 enrollments that I get, is actually these $15, $27, $57 digital offerings. Because why? It's recurring. It's recurring. That means there's a snowball effect. It builds up and it aggregates. It builds up and it aggregates. And that means like there will come a time, even if I make like, if I can go out there and do, even if this is the lowest level offering that I have here, I have another one that's $97 a month. If I get 10 people on it, that's $1,000. 10 people scaling it up, and for $1,000, I can go out there and invest in one VA, and I know exactly what to tell that person to do. I'm actually going to be creating additional curriculum on this very topic to help you get that scale, and I'm going to help you, show you how to delegate it to that person. And then I can go ahead and get that person to go and print another 2-3K off of that. And that gets me that person maybe now on a full-time basis, and maybe gets me another person. And then now I have 5K. 5K getting to 10K is inevitable. The hardest is to get to your first K. But once you have that, boom, shakalaka, it's game over. So don't wait any farther. I have a community on School that's going to show you how to do all of this, and I'm constantly adding more and more content because we have a community channel here that operates kind of like a Slack messaging group where we have multiple communication channels. I have a calendar of like events that I'm going to be live streaming and that I'm going to be posting more often. I have other members here. We're starting a leadership board, and I work very hard to go ahead and help people land jobs. And in an economy this volatile, I want to make sure all of my members are not only getting the job and not only staying the job, but what I've learned is that from constantly hearing about another round of layoffs, like Tesla just announced layoffs, right? The truth of the matter is companies have no loyalty to people, and you can give it your all and they can still go ahead and do you wrong. And I don't want that to happen to, I'm very, very, very involved in the process of helping people land jobs. I saw how hard they work, and I don't want them coming back here. I don't want them feeling like they're living paycheck to paycheck. So my other mission, Boss Foundry, which I have been committed to, is helping product managers and tech professionals, showing you guys how to build the most lucrative side hustles to double your income so you now have the choice to escape the 9-to-5 grind. I hate it when people tell me that their company is threatening to force them to go back into the office or installing surveillance software to monitor whether or not they're doing work. Telling them that they have a bonus that's coming just so that it never arrives because it's based on company performance, team performance, and individual performance. And even though you did your job, because maybe they made a wrong bet on another division of the company, which you had no control and nothing to do with, you're punished for it. Even if it does come to you in what was promised, Uncle Sam just comes and rips 50% of it, considering capital gains tax just recently got a price hike. So whatever it is, whatever your political stances are, however it is that you may feel about the market or the economy, one thing we can all agree on is this: everything has gotten to be ridiculously expensive over the last few years since the pandemic has started, and you should not feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck. So be a better friend to yourself. Don't be late to school. Come and be a part of the community and join the movement because you've been working hard too long. Now it's time for you to go ahead and actually start looking out for yourself. I'll see you in school.